Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavatpadam Shankaram Lokashankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutrabhashya Krutau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Ishvaro Gururatmeri Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavadvyapta Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Chaitanyam Sarvagam Sarvam Sarvabhuta Guhashayam Sarva Vishayatitam Tasmai Sarvavide Namaha. So we are in the 18th chapter called Tattvamasi Prakaranam. In this chapter, however, the author uses the expression Sadasi. Because in Chandogya, when he said Tattvamasi, that Tat stands for Sat, Sadeva Somya Idamagrasi, Tat Satyam Sa Atma Tattvamasi Shvetaketo. So there, Sat Sadeva Somya Idamagrasi, that Sat is equated to Tvam. Therefore, Tattvam Asi, therefore, here the teacher always uses the expression Sadasi. Not Tadasi, but Sadasi, with reference to the 6th chapter of the Chandogya Upanishad. Meaning that is the subject matter here of this chapter. One important thing that the teacher has done here is introducing the concept of Chidabhasa. I guess that is the origin of this concept Chidabhasa in Vedanta. And in this chapter, the author has introduced Chidabhasa. Because the question arose, when the teacher says, Tvam Tadasi, you are that, what is meant by you? If by you is meant the Atma, the consciousness, that is Kutastha, and therefore it cannot become the Pramata, cannot become the knower. If by Tvam is meant the Ahamvritti, Ahankara, then it is Achetanam, and therefore Ahankara also, Achetanam by itself, cannot be the Pramata. Because Pramata must be a conscious being. Therefore, here the teacher says that what is meant by Tvam in the word expression Tattvamasi is the Chidabhasa, the consciousness reflected in Ahamvritti. Merely Ahamvritti is not enough, nor is consciousness enough. When there is a union between the two, how can there be union? Because the Chit or Chaitanyam enjoys the Paramadika Satta. The Ahamvritti enjoys the Vyavaharika Satta. There is no sparsha, there is no contact between them. And therefore, how do you say that? Who is this? How do you bring a union of these two? By the concept of the reflection. So how when you are standing in front of a mirror and what you see is reflection, although the conclusion it creates in your mind is you are looking at yourself. Even though what you are looking at is a reflection, you don't think that I am looking at myself. And therefore reflection serves the purpose of revealing the self. So this has been quite elaborately discussed in this chapter. And secondly, when Shruti says Tattvamasi Sadasi, there is no vidhi involved, no kriya involved here. Because the problem with Mimamsakas is that anyway the Vakya becomes Pramanam only if it has a vidhi, ling, lord, tavya, etc. But in Tattvamasi there is no such, kriyapada. Asi is just the verb of being, not of becoming. So according to Mimamsakas, as we yesterday in the debate you said that this is just Sarasvada. Because Amna is to Kriya Paratva, Anarthakyam Adadarthanam. Vedas are only revealing the karma, vidhi, what to do. If there are statements which do not have vidhi vakya, then anarthakyam, they don't have this swarthe tatparyam, they don't have the meaning in their own self. Anyway, therefore a point has to be made here, that this is a different kind of a statement. Tattvamasi is revealing the fact or the reality that is existing about you. So, here a nice example was given in the verse 100. Brahma dashartheriyadvat ukteva tasya vishnutva sambodhe nayatnantaramuchivan. In Ramayana, this episode comes. Atmanam manusam manye Ramam Dasharathatmajam, Lord Rama says, I think that I am a human being and the son of Dasharatha. Soham yasche taschaham Bhagavan tad bravitu me. That I, who takes himself Rama, the son of Dasharatha, who am I? Where have I come from? Says to Brahmaji, please reveal that to me. तदुक्तं संक्षेप शारीरिक संकल्पपूर्वकम अभूत रघुनंदनस्य नाहं विजाने इति कंचन कालमेतत् नाहं विजाने I do not know myself that I am Lord Vishnu. I do not know. That was sankalpapurvakam. It was by the will of Lord Rama that he forgot. Well, he chose not to remember that I am Vishnu. Kanchana kalam, for some period of time, as long as Lord Rama was playing the role of Rama. Brahmopadesham upalabhya nimittamatram. Then when Brahmaji say, Hey Rama, tvam Vishnu rasi na Dasharaputram, the putraha. Hey Rama, you are not just Dasharatha Putra, you are Vishnu. Yukti, all that was necessary is Ukti that you are Vishnu. Nimittamatram Brahmopadesham. That Brahmopadesha, the Upadesha of Brahmaji. Tvam Vishnu rasi na Dasharatha Putra iti. Or Dasharatha Matra. You are not merely the son of Dasharatha, you are Vishnu. Iti uktya eva, merely by that statement. Dasharate tamaha apanudata. Then the tamas, the darkness, ignorance of Lord Dasharati, Lord Rama, disappeared. which ignorance Lord Rama had sort of accepted on his own for playing the role as a human being, meaning that nothing new had to be told to Lord Rama. All that Brahmaji needed to do was to reveal what Rama already was. So also when teacher says you are Brahman or Sat, nothing new needs to be told. All that the teacher is revealing is the fact, existing fact about the disciple. Therefore, Shruti Tattvamasi Ityaha Shrotuhu Mohapanuttaye. Shrotuhu Mohapanuttaye, for dispelling the moha or the delusion, ignorance of the Shrota of the disciple. All the Shruti needs to do or needed to do was Tattvamasi. That's all it needed to do, because he already is Tat. It is true that he must be an enlightened listener who has already deliberated upon the meaning of what is Tat and what is meaning of Tvam. So Padartha Jnanam, he has a knowledge of Padartha, that these two Pada, these words Tat and Tvam. And thus the disciple, equipped with that knowledge, when he is told Tattvamasi, Shruti Loka Prasiddhitaha, Shruti says you are Brahman. Loka Prasiddhi is Anvaya Vyatireka. By that the disciple knows that I am Brahman. Therefore, Shruti Tattvamit Asityaha. So, the disciple knows the meaning of Tat and Tvam by the Anvaya Vyatireka, and therefore all that is necessary is for the teacher to reveal you are Tat, you are Brahman. Yatnantaramuchiva, no other yatna is required. Aham Shabdasya Nishtha Jyotishi Pratyagatmani. So, Drishtanta is Brahmaji telling Lord Rama. Here the teacher is telling the disciple. Because what is the nishtha of Dasarathi Rama? What is the nishtha? Dasarathi Rama, where will it ultimately culminate into? That word Rama will culminate into what the true nature is, namely Vishnu. Because Rama is merely a role that is accepted for the purpose of, accomplishing whatever agenda Rama had. For the nishtha, the true meaning of Rama, you can call it the lakshyartha or the true meaning. So where Rama, where will it land? It will immediately land to Dasarathi, but ultimately land to Vishnu. So aham shabdasya nishtha. What's the nishtha? The ultimate meaning of the word aham. Even though immediately it may land into ahankara, but then when anvaya vyatireka is investigated, what is this? Then it will turn out nothing but consciousness. Ya jyotishi pratyagatmani. Aham shabdasya true meaning is Pratyagatma, the innermost self, is Jyotis, the consciousness. Sayavukta sadasiti. When teacher says sadasi, that you are that you is not what Devadatta or what what is it about Shvetaketu thinks he is. But what Shvetaketu's nishtha is. And with all these upadeshas so far, Shvetaketu is made to understand by the creation. So the superimposed Adhyaropa Bhavada, all of this was done in the 6th chapter. So now, therefore, this Shvetaketu knows that I am Pratyekatma, I am Jyotish, I am consciousness. Sayavukta Sadasiti. When the teacher is Sat Asi, you are that Sat, then you is nothing but that Jyotish, a consciousness, Pratyekatma, the innermost self. But then when you are revealing an existing fact, it can do nothing to you. As our Puja Swami says, you have two lungs. So what does it do? When you reveal existing, Mimamsakas will say that by revealing the existing fact, you don't get anything. You accomplish something by karma. You do not accomplish anything by just knowing what is, that this is day or such and such date, so what? Similarly also, you are Brahman by knowing that you are Brahman, by knowing existing fact. What do you accomplish? Vimuktata. Because about Brahman, a Brahma or a false notion exists. The false notion is that I am a Jivatma. That very false notion that I am a Jivatma is what deprives me of the benefit of my being Brahman. Echa sarveshu bhuteshu godotmana prakashate. Sarveshu bhuteshu godotma. Brahman in fact is hidden as the Atma in all the beings. Na prakashate, does not shine as Brahman, shines as Jiva. Therefore, Anvaya Vyatirika is necessary. What is your true nature? What is in you that is unchanging, that is abiding reality, and what is it in you that is subject to change? That aham karta, aham bhokta, aham sukhi, aham dukhi, karta, bhokta, sukhi, dukhi is subject to change. Aham asmi, aham asmi, aham asmi does not change. Changeless, call it kutastha. And therefore, by this kind of deliberation, I realize that this karta, bhokta are all incidental. The essential nature is aham asmi, aham asmi, aham asmi. So Jyotishi Pratyekatmani, Pratyekatma, the innermost self, that is consciousness. Sayo nishtha ukta, the nishtha, the true nature of aham alone is being said when you are said, you are told that you are Sat or a Brahma. Phalam tatra vimuktata, that's important. Even by simply revealing the reality of this entity, there is a benefit, otherwise what's the point? Mimamsakas say that the reward comes only when you perform an action, then you get the karma phala, that is the reward. By simply revealing what you are, what's the reward? That you are a human being, thank you. You are 5'9", thank you. So, by simply knowing what I am, what do I get? But here is a special case that I am Brahman, I get something because that reality about myself was hidden as though on account of the notion that I am a Jiva. Phalam tatra vimuktata. The bondage is not real. Bondage was notional, and therefore when the notion is eliminated, then mukti becomes just revealed, not that mukti is accomplished. So then the question is, if this is the reality, tvam dashmosi, then that sentence itself should reveal the fact that I am, oh yes, I am dashama. Shrutamatrena chennasyat karyam tat bhaved dhruvam. The Mimamsakas would say that no sentence can be pramanam unless it involves karyam, meaning it involves some vidhi. Tattvamasi does not involve vidhi, therefore it is not a pramana vakya. It may be arthavada, it may be something, but not certainly, it is not pramanam. But here, Shrutamatrena chenna syat tat. But this Vakya is different. Shrutamatrena. Simply listening that I am Vishnu, the knowledge of Vishnutva took place in Lord Rama. Similarly, simply by listening that I am Brahma, the knowledge of Brahmatva takes place when I am ready. Shrutamatrena chenna syat. If this did not happen, that the knowledge that I am Brahman did not take place in the Shrota and the listener simply by the statement they are Brahman. Karyam tatra bhaved dhruvam, then some action is required. They need to become Brahman. So if that sentence meant that you will become Brahman, or you will be Brahman, then some karyam, some kriya, then in this Vakya some kind of a vidhi must be there. Or you should imagine a vidhi. They want to imagine vidhi if it is not there. So even though Tattvamasi is a simple sentence, then Vimasakas imagine some upasana and some vidhi. And that would be all right. That Mimamsakas do that, Vedantin says that would be all right. If this Vakya Tattvamasi did not do its job. If Vakya Tattvamasi does its job, Shrutamatrena, simply by listening Tattvamasi, that the knowledge takes place that I am Sat or I am Brahma. If that did not happen, then you would imagine that some vidhi, some karya is required, kriya is required for me to become Brahma. If I am not Brahma right now, then to become Brahma, then some kriya is required, then some vidhi will be required in this Vakya. Vyavaharat purapishta sadbhavas swayamatmanah. But even before telling this Vyavahara, sadasi, even before this teaching that you are Brahman, this fellow was Brahman. Not that this Vakya change brings about a change. This Vakya just only creates a tube light, that's all it does. Vakya switches on the tube light. Wow, yeah, you're right. Hey, Tvam Dashma, you are 10th man. Then Anvaya Vyatirika goes on, everything goes on in his mind. When he said, you are the 10th man, something will go on in his mind. So, yeah, you are right. I'm counting 9 all right, but then I realize I'm excluding myself. And that's how the tube light will happen. Here also, when the student is ready, then the tube light will happen. Now you're right, I am Sat, I am Brahman. Vyavaharat purab ishta sadbhavaha. Before he was told you are 10th man, he was 10th man. And therefore the statement you are 10th man created the knowledge I am 10th man. So also he was Brahman before also. Ashanaya nirmukti tatkala jayate prama. Tattvamasya vakyate trishu kaleshva samshaya. Ashanaya nirmukti. Ashanaya is samsara. Ashanaya pipasa shokamoho jara mrityadi samsara dharma. Ashanayadi nirmukti. Nirmukti for becoming free from the pain arising from hunger and thirst. Hunger and thirst are representative. As a cause of all kinds of pain and sorrow I feel. Ashanayadi nirmukti. Ashanaya pipase shokam muham jaram mrityum atyeti. So Atma already atyeti. Yat sakshad aparokshad brahma tanme vyachakshveti. So, say this Sakshat Aprokshat Brahma, Yashanaya Pipase Shokam Moham Jaram Muttimatyeti. Tell me about that. Because he is suffering from samsara. I'm hungry, I'm thirsty, he's unhappy, he's sad, and he's in pain. He's told, hey, you transcend Ashanaya, Pipasa, Shokam, Moham, Jaram, Mrityu. Tat Kala Jayate Prama. Right away, you see, yeah, you're right. Hey, Ashanaya, Pipasa, they belong to prana. Shokam, Moham, they belong to mind. Jaram, Mrityu, they belong to body. You're right. I'm superimposing all those dharmas upon me and falsely concluding that I'm a samsari. Tat kala jayate prama. That prama or the valid knowledge arises right away. Always Puja Swami said, sometimes he showered, it arises, it becomes clear to you. So also, Shravanam happens and right away if the knowledge does not happen, you deliberate upon that. So Shravanam is meant for deliberation, to help us deliberation upon the meaning of Mahavakya. And sometimes that process may not be enough, in which case it may go on, like in case of Indra and Virochana of course, but Indra. The tube-light took place later. He walked away happily, yes, I am a waker. Naham atra bhogyam pashyami, that's not right, am I a waker? That's what I am? Am I the reflection? That was first conclusion. And this fellow becomes blind, I become blind. That cannot be. I'm a dreamer, that also cannot be. Deep sleeper also cannot be. So, right away he grasped that I'm a waker, I'm a dreamer, I'm a deep sleeper. While going, Prajapati was hoping that something will happen to this fellow. And so as Indra was walking towards Swarga and these deliberations took place in his mind, oh no, this is not right. He did not understand what Prajapati said, but he understood that what I understood is not right. Then he came back. Samit Pani, another 32 years. Samit Pani, another 32 years. So until that transformation takes place, this may have to be told. But when the knowledge takes place right away, just as knowledge takes place when something in front of my eyes. Tattvamasarya vakya trishu kaleshu asamshaya. Therefore, there cannot be samshaya in the meaning that I am Brahman. Because I am Brahman, therefore. So there is no viparyasa, viparyaya, there is no nishphalatvam. That's what the author is discussing. Pratibandha vihinatvat swayam cha anubhavatmanah jayataiva pramatatra swatmanyeva samshayah. Pratibandha vihinatva, there is no pratibandha. In myself and Brahman, nothing stands between us other than ignorance. It is not that I am here and Brahman is in Brahmaloka and so there is a pratibandha or that I have to cover some distance. It is not that I am Jivatma right now and someday I will become Brahma. There is the time involved. Well, I must give up this body and get some other body to have that. That also is not required. Pratibandha vihinatvat. Between the listener, I, and Brahman, there is no pratibandha of desha, kala, vastu. Swayam cha anubhavatmanah. Number one. Number two, that I am anubhavatma, I am the nature of anubhava, the consciousness. That means jayata eva pramata, therefore the prama has to happen. So tattvamasi prakarana, understand? Therefore, the teacher is discussing Tattvamasi. And you can write 400 verses on that. That's what is written here. That whether Tattvamasi will create the Prama, the valid knowledge or not. It has to create. There is no verb here of injunction, etc. And the listener is already Brahma. Only thing that separates him from Brahman is Brahma, born of ignorance. And then that goes by the knowledge or by Upadesha. Jayetayo pramatatra swatmanyevana samshaya. There is no doubt that the prama, that I am Brahma, will arise. So this was based on Pramanam Tattvamasi Mahavakyam. Now say, look at the nature of the listener, Shvetaketu. Svabhava nirupayena api tat upayadetu vikalpayati. Not only that, Tattvamasi is Pramanam, therefore it does its job. But Shvetaketu, look at the Svabhava of Shvetaketu. Svabhava nirupanena api. So first the Pramana is discussed, then the Svabhava nirupanam. By, in fact, expounding upon the nature of Shvetaketu also it becomes clear. Kim sadevahamasmiti kim vanyat pratipadyate. Sadeva chet aham shabdas sata mukhyadaishyadam. Tattvamasi vakya shravana samanantaram. So when this Mahavakya, this Vakya says Tattvamasi, so this is the power that a word has. That word must necessarily create the meaning in your mind. The word has the power that the meaning corresponding to the word will flash in your mind, has to flash, if you have the right preparation of the mind, of course. Samskara is required. These words also will create their meaning when you have the right samskaras in your mind of the English language or whatever Sanskrit is required, or whatever Vedanta is required. When all that preparation is there, even these words will reveal themselves. So word has the power, Shabda Shakti is there to reveal its meaning, provided the mind has preparation. So that is presumed here. And that preparation is there then when you say you are Sat. Can it create that Aham now? Who am I? Sadeva chet Aham Shabda Sata Mukhyadaishyadam. Looking at the meaning of Aham also, Aham happens to be Sat only. Therefore, Sadasi, it cannot create any Prama other than Sadasmi. But why not, when you are told that you are Sat, why do you insist that it should create the knowledge that Aham Sat? The answer was because you are Sat, therefore. Anyachet, Dvitiya, suppose this statement you are Sat or you are Brahma creates a cognition of in me that I am different from Brahman, something else. Jivatma, I am. If this kind of cognition is created, then what will happen? Anyachet sadhangraha pratipattir mrishevasa tasman mukhya grahenasti varanavagateriha. If Sat was Pratyekatma was not Sat, and Sat was different from Pratyekatma, Ahangraha Rupaya Pratipatti Mrishayava, then if he says that I am Brahman, that would be false. He is told you are Brahman, but he is not Brahman, suppose. and then still he says, now I have learnt, I am Brahman, that would be wrong pratipatti, that would be wrong knowledge. Mrushayava sa bhaved. That would be, Mrusha means meaningless, futile. He is not Brahman. Then he says, you are Brahman. And then he says, yes, now I know I am Brahman. Even though he is not Brahman, still this knowledge or notion takes place, I am Brahman. That is futile, because that won't give him the benefit of being Brahman. Tatra vakya sa pramananyeva prasajyeta. Then that vakya would not be pramanam. He is not Brahman, and your Brahman creates in him the idea that I am Brahman. That's a wrong knowledge. Vakya should create right knowledge. And therefore it would not be pramanam. Therefore, pramana prameya svabhava padyalochanaya. Pramanam tattvamasi. Prameya svabhava. Shvetiketu svabhava is also Brahman. Padyalochanaya. So when you deliberate upon that, vakya deva aparoksham. And just all you need is vakya. You are tenth, you are Brahman. Phalavat atma vijnanam. Not only vijnanam, phalavat. What is phalam? Mukti. So that is the phalam, meaning that very recognition, cognition that I am Brahman, release him from all notions, and thus his bondage was merely notional, therefore he becomes free from bondage. Tasmad mukhya grahe nasti varanavagateriya. Therefore, mukhya grahe, that I am Brahman, there is no varana, there is no nisheda, there is no virodha. It is, what is this a statement of fact that is being told here? So that nivaranam nasti, that therefore no other knowledge can take, this knowledge alone can take place, because that's who he is. Not only the vakya tattvamasi is pramanam, but the listener is also tat or sat, and therefore there is no way that the vakya will not create that knowledge. Now a very interesting question. Nanu atmana kutastatvena. Now same question arose here. Atmana kutastatvena. Atma is kutastha, consciousness, changeless consciousness. Pratipatrutva, pramatrutva, anupattau. It is pramata who gains the knowledge, I am Brahman. Which pramata means knower. When teacher says you are Brahman, then the knower says I am Brahman, but who is that knower? Atma kutastatvena. Atma is kutastha, changeless consciousness. Therefore, pramatrutvam, knowerness cannot be an Atma. And that aham vritti is inert or achetana, there can be knowerness there also. Phala sambandha no upadyate. So phala sambandha. So phala is mukti. This pratipatru or the pramata should be connected with the phalam. The result is there, mukti. The knower is there. But there must be sambandha, phala sambandha. The knower must be connected to phalam, there is mukti. But there is no knower here because this is consciousness. How can it become knower? So, consciousness cannot have any sambandha with anything. Therefore, consciousness cannot have a sambandha or relation with phalam or mukti. So then, this is the problem here. Who becomes liberated? Who gets the knowledge? Consciousness cannot become pramata and therefore cannot be connected to the prama or to the knowledge. Prameya. So now you have to come back. Now, one thing is that the Shruti is teaching Tattvamasi. Second fact is that the knowledge takes place also. Shruti herself said, Tadda asya vijagnyau. That Shvetaketu came to know I am Brahman. Meaning that is Vidvat Anubhava or the experience of the wise people, that knowledge does take place. What is meant by knowledge? That the benefit of the knowledge, namely liberation, is gained. Meaning that the pramata or the knower is connected to mukti. Otherwise, mukti is in some place and I am knower here. Phala sambandha. Important is the sambandha with phalam. Just as when you perform the karma, you will be connected to karma phala today or tomorrow. Because that's the karma, law of karma that connects you. Here also the phala sambandha is important. That this is a pramata here and phala is mukti, there must be sambandha. That pramata must become mukta, But who is pramata? Pramata is consciousness, is changeless, consciousness, cannot sambandha with anything. So phala sambandha na upadyate. Therefore, who is the beneficiary of this mukti? Pratyai pratyaschaiva yadabhasau tadarthata comes back here, the chidabhasa. Tayo achitamatvacha chaitanye kalpyate phalam. Pratyayi and pratyaya. Pratyayi pratyaya asya asti iti pratyayi antahkaranam, the mind. Pratyaya means here a vritti or a thought or a cognition. So, vritti is pratyaya and antahkaranam, mind is pratyayi. Yada abhasau. Now the nature of the mind, and understand that pratyaya means a vritti also is nothing but a state of mind. And it is the nature of mind to reflect consciousness. Just as it is nature of swachadravya like water. It is the nature of swachadravya like water to reflect any lighted object such as sun or moon. And so also antahkarana is swachhadravyam because it is a product of sattva guna. Therefore, by default or by nature, the antahkaranam or the mind will reflect consciousness. And therefore the manovritti, the vritti also will reflect consciousness because vritti is nothing but a state of mind. Therefore, the pratyayi pratyascheva yadavasau. Pratyayi antahkaranam. Pratyaya, the vritti, the thought, yadavasau. By default, they will become the recipient of the reflection of consciousness. Because that's the nature. Like when you place a container of water in the terrace, on the roof, then lighted objects, the sun will be reflected. Tadarthata. Therefore, tayoho tadarthata tashesh bhutata iti yavat. So, the antahkarana as well as the vritti are the recipient of the chidabhasa, the reflected consciousness. And that chidabhasa does not have an independent existence. The existence of chidabhasa is because of chid or consciousness. So ultimately the result should go to chit. The author is saying here is that even though immediately the result seems to go to chidabhasa, but because chidabhasa does not have a reality, it's a mithya, And Chit is Satyam, therefore, Tat Shesha Bhutata iti. Chidavasa only serves the purpose of Chit. Tasmim Chaitanya Chidatmani Tadavasadvara Phalam Kalpyate. Therefore, in Chaitanya, that Avasadvara Phalam Kalpyate. Now understand this very clearly. That is, Chidavasa is addressed that you are Brahman. And Chidavasa supposedly learns I am Brahman. But after all, Chidavasa is nothing but the consciousness reflected. Therefore, Chidavasa serves the purpose of Chit or consciousness. Therefore, the Chit or consciousness becomes ultimately recipient of that phala, Aham Brahmasmi. So, Chidatmani Tadavas Phalam Kalpyate. Even though the immediate recipient of the phala is Chidavasa, but since Chidavasa Satta is because of Chit, therefore ultimately phalam. Who receives the knowledge or who is beneficiary of knowledge? That Chit or consciousness is the beneficiary of knowledge. Kinchitayoho Pratyayoho Achitimatvad. Because the pratyaya, the thought also is jadam, achetanam, antahakana also is achetanam, and therefore only chetanam is consciousness, and therefore achetana cannot have phala sambandha, cannot be connected to phalam. Therefore, only consciousness is accepted as having result. The sambandha, the contact or the relation with phala, meaning chit or consciousness becomes liberated. That's all you have to say. But then Chit did not do anything here. Nirvyapara. Nirvyaparasya, you said that only a pramata should get, the Chit is changeless and therefore cannot be pramata, the knower in the primary sense. So how can one that is changeless and not connect, how can be the beneficiary of result? Nirvyaparasya phala sambandhe drishtantamaha. How you can get the result or the reward even without being connected to action? If you are connected to action just by way of the locus of action, you are a karta, then of course you will be connected to the phala. If you have not done anything, then how can you get the phala? Says, Kutaste phalam yogyam virajaniyava jayadikam. In fact, it is the army of the king that wins the battle. Who has won the battle? The king has won the battle. Even though he never went to the battlefield. He did not lift the weapon. And still, he is the beneficiary of the victory. So therefore, there is no rule that the beneficiary must necessarily be involved or must necessarily be connected to action. He can still be, normally the one connected to action can only be connected to the result of action. But here, even though the king is not connected to the action of battle, fighting battle, he becomes the recipient of the victory. Just by being what he is, so also consciousness, Chidatma, becomes beneficiary of the result of mukti. So a question was asked that Rajabhrutyayoho Swaswami Bhava Sambandha Asti. The result why the benefit or the result of what the army did went to the king is because army is related to king, but Swaswami, the king is a master and these fellows are servants. Therefore, this sambandha is there. Therefore, what is done here can go there. What is the sambandha that chit or consciousness has? It doesn't have a sambandha with anything. It is kutastha. It says, no atrapi asti adhishthan adhishthaya bhavah phala sambandha hetu. Here also sambandha is there. What sambandha? Adhisthana adhishthaya. Adhisthana substratum, adhishthaya superimposed. So similar between the Chidabhasa and Chit, what is sambandha? Adhisthana, adhishthaya. Between Raja and the army, what is sambandha? Swami, master and servant. Between Chit and Chidabhasa, what is sambandha? Adhisthana, adhyaropa. Therefore, what happens to adhyaropa? The beneficiary can be adhisthana. तथा च क्रिया प्रत्ययोः जडयोः फलस्वरूपत्व अभावात् क्रिया प्रत्ययोः जडयोः क्रिया is also jada, pratyaya, the thought is also jada. फल स्वरूपत्व भावात् क्रिया cannot be phalam. तद व्यापार निबंधनम फलम तदधिष्ठाने एव निर्व्यापारेपि योग्यम. Therefore, the vyapara carried out has to go to adhishthanam, because there is no phalam. What phalam the Chidabhasa would get? What phalam the mind would get? What phalam the thought would get? They would not get any phalam. Therefore, the adhishthanam, with is chit or consciousness, alone will get the phalam. So, just as the victory accomplished by army goes to the king, so also the benefit of the Upadesha received by the Chidabhasa goes to substratum, which is the Chit. So this is how Tattvamasi Mahavakya is being unfolded here in all these various verses. We thought that Swami Vidyaranya did that. He took one sentence, Sadeva Somya, 300 verses and stuff like that. Tattvamasi, 400 verses. So that is an old tradition, looks like. We'll continue tomorrow. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Krutau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah. Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavad Vyapta Dehaya Lakshinamurtaye Namaha. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. आज सांजे 6 वागे लघु योग वासिष्ठ.